you're all doing fine. Normally I do the color in the character I did last night, but that is not quite finished. I did work on it somewhat today. So I'm going to start tonight by working on Chick King, getting him cleaned up. Hey, Rebellious, how are you? And then I have no idea what I'm doing if I finish this. We should have Metal here soon. He just finished the Vomitorium, his show that he has Wednesdays and Sundays. Working on another map. You are? Cool. And me and my mom did not figure out anything on her account this afternoon. We'll have to do that tomorrow, hopefully. Or Friday or over the weekend. My channel uploaded schedule. My upload schedule is full to the brim. Cool. Well, I'm not sure whether you know, you can have 3 videos go out a day and people are supposed to get notified. So, Rebellious. I don't know how you have your upload schedule. You only upload once a week? Oh, that's alright. The main thing is, from what I know, being consistent. Although, I am trying to get videos done for, say, Saturdays and Sundays, or Sundays now. So, just a small little video. I have heard that, if you're putting out a video every day, YouTube will do something. Only I am an animator. But maybe you could do a how-to video how you initially have, because unfortunately I haven't watched all your stuff. I gotta do that this weekend. Where's your mom? She was awake. She'll probably be in here eventually. Or she could be listening. Hey, Marsupial. Long time no talk to. How are you? I am good. Powered by Rambo has destroyed his ex's gift of a teddy bear on his channel last year. Yeah, sometimes it's hard figuring out content to come up with. Hey, Metal. What should I get my girlfriend this year? Channel review. Oh, troll dead. I don't know. I don't even know what you got last year. Is there the same thing you got last year, only bigger? I'm thinking either lots of Twinkies or one gigantic Twinkie. Well, one thing that I know you put out an animation once a week. Maybe again, it's up to you, obviously. Uh, Maybe something you could do is record what you're doing behind the scenes and show that off, or speed it up and just talk. I'm doing a salty single stream. Hasbano body pillow with avatar superimposed on the head. I got her nothing last year. I was poor and homeless. So anything that you get her this year is going to be an improvement, right, Marsupial? I don't need content ideas. I need time to make backlog. She doesn't want to see my body. The male body is gross and altering. She'd probably rather have a body pillow with it on. Or a wife. Yes, anything. Yes, anything I will get here will be better than last year. But I'm aiming a little higher. Better than nothing. Oh, yeah. You can be thankful you've got a girlfriend. That's something I would like, but never seem to have gotten. Not a real one, anyways. Body pillows. Here's the key, Rick. I have to be thoughtful to keep her, so quick, think of something thoughtful I can give her. Chocolate? Well, she's into the tech and all that. Maybe something for her computer? Then again, she might have everything she needs for her computer, so. She has type 1 diabetes, Rick. You're trying to kill her. Well, how am I supposed to know she has type 1 diabetes? And just because she has type 1 diabetes doesn't mean she can't eat them at all. She just has to be very sparing about eating them, wouldn't that? Do her dishes. Yeah, well, yes, I'm kidding. She does like chocolate. Most women do, not all, obviously. I know my mom's a chocoholic. I'm gonna sell both Hasbano and a waifu pillow variant of the metal. Gotcha. Got a corner of the market. I know one woman, she liked chocolate, but the problem was she was literally allergic to it. Uh, so, although she was liked it, she never had it. Get her a rebellious pastry monkey. Is there anything that she'd want for her computer that she doesn't have? Get her a kid. Or maybe something she doesn't even need for her computer but would like. I don't know. Hello, Metal. How are you today?
Howdy. It took forever for my manwich to heat back up.
Yeah, if I had money and actually had a girl that wanted to go out with me and all that, I'd probably really do Valentine's up. Valentine's Days makes me sexually dysphoric. Be right back. I'll come in and discuss in a few minutes. Okay.
Rick, please don't make me have to explain that to you.
I think I get the idea.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Valentine's just sucks for me. You know, not really ever having a girlfriend and all that, so.
Yeah, it's not my favorite Dead Monk Day.
Yeah, I've given girls I liked stuff on Valentine's Day, you know, trying, you know, woo them, but, you know, never done anything.
Well, I also like spontaneity, or spontaneity?
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. I like being spontaneous.
Yeah.
And I don't like holidays telling me when I should and shouldn't do anything. And I honestly don't like doing things on holidays at least every year, because then it becomes predictable and it's not spontaneous.
Yeah. Well, you could probably still do spontaneous stuff throughout the year. Nobody's saying that you can't do that sort of stuff throughout the year if you're, like, in a relationship. Rebellion says metal is my favorite. So, you know, I would hope I'd be spontaneous throughout the year, you know, do stuff for any woman that I was in a relationship with, romantically as well, depending on, you know, money, of course. Sometimes that's a big concern, unfortunately.
Yes, Marsupial, I get it. Oh man, I definitely probably wouldn't be your favorite if you heard that story I told at the end of the vomitorium, though. Or maybe the current version of me would be, because I, like I was saying, I kind of want to kick the butt of my younger self.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was a nasty thing to do, but also you tried to tell the girl several times before that you weren't interested, and you told her directly to her, so probably nicely, but you know, not so nicely enough that you know she'd get the idea that you're not interested in her and all that. But she wanted to continue to try, so you know you just did.
Yes, but see, I think the real problem is that I never went to my dad about this situation, because he probably would have given me the right advice. Because even tactically, that was not a smart way to deal with it. That could have been crushed way early on, because by seeming uninterested and already being a highly valued commodity, that just made her even more interested.
Yeah, but I think you said that you had told her several times that you weren't interested and all that.
This is not how human psychology works, Rick.
Yeah, but still, if you had told her, you know, nobody could say that she wasn't told, you know. I know me, if, you know, I ask her to go out or whatever, and she says she's not interested, then I leave her alone. You know? Yeah, maybe I still like her, and yeah. I hate the fact that she won't go out with me, but, you know.
The moral of the story is negging works really, really well. This is actually true to an extent. You can't be all stick, though. You gotta be a little carrot.
So maybe that was unfortunately the only way that girl was going to get it through her skull that you weren't interested in her in that way. You know, it's sad that it would have to come to, you know, What happened?
Are you guys done talking about Hallmark's moneymaker? It's not Mother's Day yet. Which, if you actually look at the market value, Mother's Day is worth way more money than Valentine's Day is. There's a scam running here that people don't realize.
Yeah, it's worth more.
And it's because most people love their mother.
Yeah, most people give their mom something on Mother's Day and all that. Get a card at least. You know, not everybody's got a significant other to celebrate with on Valentine's Day. But a lot more people have mothers.
It's a racket, Rick. The Mother's Day racket.
I would agree. Unfortunately, anything people can, commercialize, they do because, business, make money. An aerophobic holiday. I don't know.
I usually wait until I think was the one GMT was referencing, but I usually wait till the next month for the second Dead Monk Day of the year, which is my Heritage's holiday. I don't get drunk on it though. On the day of St. Pedrig.
St. Patty's Day.
Yep, Patty. I do go to the parade and stuff though, even though I don't drink. But, if you know any Irishmen, you can get plenty belligerent without even imbibing in a drop of alcohol.
Yeah. Just gotta be getting them on the right topic, eh? That's more a Scotchman's accent than an Irishman's. Marsupio said he got his tattoo on St. Patty's Day. It's a look at
if you want to work on an Irish accent, one, you don't roll the R's as hard as you do in the Scottish.
Oh, no.
I mean, you still roll them, but the Irish, by comparison, it's almost like singing your words.
Yeah. Oh, I can do an Irish accent. Just the Scottish one comes a little more easily, eh? I just gotta get my head in the right frame or whatever. Because sometimes I go to do the Irish,
yeah,
and the Scottish one comes out. Some accents although, they're stereotypical probably accents I can do very easy. And some are harder to even get the stereotypical ones done easily.
And also just ignore the accent of anybody from Dublin. Because actually, you could probably do that to any major city, like the capital of most countries, is just ignore the accent from there. Because most of these cities have become so international that they're not a very good reflection of how people speak in the rest of the country.
Valentine's Day makes me want to cry. Says Rabbi.
Don't cry. Put that energy into training instead. Much better use.
Yeah, I just don't concentrate on something else on those days.
Anytime you're about to cry, just drop and do 20 push-ups. Sweat it out of you instead. Be way better off. Like, don't bottle it up. Just find some other way to work out the whatever passion is there.
Yeah. I'll bash the freaking holiday.
And it's not even the worst holiday.
Well,
talk about what they did to my boy. How they slaughtered my boy. Look at Halloween compared to Samhain.
Yeah. Well, I think for every holiday has, people, it hits different people harder. Valentine's hits, people that, aren't in relationships or don't want to be in relations or what. Well, I guess if you don't want to be in a relationship, it's like you can usually just fluff it off, I think. I don't know. I've never been there. Unfortunately, I've always wanted to be in a romantic relationship, but never there.
I'm in a monogamous relationship with life, and I don't believe in divorce. If life tries to break up with me, I'm taking her to court.
Nope, says rebellious. Okay. It's probably to something I said, but I'm not sure what. Probably something about maybe Valentine's not affecting those that don't really want to be in a relationship. I'm excited for June to wave a purple flag. Okay, I think I'm gonna pop in unless this headache. I'm not gonna pop in unless this headache goes away. Come on now, Bill. Do your thing. Says Marsupio.
Rick, I'm gonna eventually send you one when I get them rolling. Would you prefer a metal husbando pillow or a metal waifu pillow?
Oh, what's the difference?
Well, you know what the difference between the word husbando and waifu mean, right?
Probably, I think I can take a guess. A waifu pillow would be one with a girl on it, where husbando one would be one with a guy on it.
Yes.
I think I'll take the one with the girl.
Okay.
Just so people don't look at me strange.
Metal with boobs. I feel like nobody's read my comic. This is actually canon.
Well, that's what I gotta do that soon. Probably try and do that tomorrow sometime. Gotta write my 3-page Buckler story. I don't think it should be that hard to write a 3-page Buckler story.
And listen, I gotta corner that market, right? I can't just have the husbando pillows or just the waifu pillows. I gotta give everybody something.
Well, I did give mine a little bit of boobs pastry for the one that I did. I just didn't want I didn't want to make them too big for your character. I wasn't sure, it's not my character, so I don't know where to draw the line, for lack of a better way of saying it, for stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, boobs are the best thing that has ever been cultivated. And you could say that in a completely non-sexual way, too. Because from the human perspective, it is the first form of shelter and the first form of nourishment you ever have in your life.
Yeah.
So everybody likes boobs unless they've developed some type of neurosis towards it.
Yeah. My character is she, they, so... Well, whether she, they, however you want to put it, if it's a physical characteristic that they have, unless you do surgery, you can't necessarily get rid of physical characteristics. You can make them look like they're not there depending on how big that physical characteristic is.
Yeah, and outside of medical procedure, anatomy is a little outside of your control. And even then, it's not completely in anybody's control. I guess until we get to the cyberpunk future where you can get augments and just replace anything. But then you're going to start having questions on what is human anymore? What does it even mean to be human? I think those are always the best topics that like future and like cyberpunk related stories ever address. Like, what is human? Which I think probably the most popular movie to ever discuss that is Blade Runner. That's the central theme. What does it mean to be human? And then they had to ruin it with a sequel. That was awful.
Are you talking? Is it Blade Runner that had with Harrison Ford that had the recent sequel? Or
yeah, there was a sequel not that long ago, within like the last couple years or so.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think I ever saw the original, so.
Oh, the original's great. You gotta find the theatrical version. Don't watch the director's cut or the one with the added stuff.
Although I did go to see the remake or the sequel, so I think I was a little out of the loop on things.
Yeah, the theatrical version of Blade Runner is a work of art. It's a masterpiece.
I wonder why Restream chat is not showing the number of people in the chat the last couple times.
Restream's been acting up today.
Yeah. And my mom's still having the problem with her account, so I think it's her account, not YouTube on my end.
I told you last time that it was going to be on YouTube's end, like the server end. It's her account.
Yeah, so we gotta hopefully deal with that in the next few days.
You just have to send a support ticket to YouTube and they'll eventually get to it.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is, nobody can actually time her out if she comes in the chat, so...
Yeah, because being the channel... What's it called?
Manager?
Manager. Yeah, channel manager. She has all the same protections that Mod has.
Yeah.
The only thing she lacks is the ability to post links when YouTube decides to just auto-kill links.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was wanting to get her to do today. Get her a Discord account. So if something like this happens again, she can go into Discord and go into the right chat and post links. I have to go over the white. I don't know how I always miss a bunch of spots. I go over this once, I notice I miss spots. Go over 5, 6 times. Yeah. I'm always missing some little spot. It seems.
I don't know. I kind of just do a once-over, and then I never touch it again.
Yeah.
I get most things, like 99%. And if I miss something, oh well. I'm not spending any more time on it.
Yeah. It matters, but it doesn't matter. I'm here doing it, so... I like the character version of Metal better than in real life. But in general, characters are better than real people.
You don't know that. Honestly, there's not a terrible lot of difference between me and the character version.
Except for, powers.
Yeah, but, give it time.
Your timing, you think you'll be able to jump Tall buildings in a single bound.
Hey, I'm not making any promises, but nobody knows what the future has to hold. I'm not even making promises to myself.
The look says rebellious.
Well, if you had watched the Vomitorium today, which I recommend at least just jumping in and watching like 2 minutes. Other than the fact that I didn't shave, there's also not a terrible lot of difference between the look.
Yeah, we haven't shown...
Actually, I probably could just turn my webcam on for like a second.
Yeah.
Rick, you saw, right?
Yeah, so... Yeah,
where's my webcam? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
I took my arm weights back off, though.
Yeah, I'm showing you to everybody, so...
Yeah. I need a shave. I have my weights right here, though. I had them on during the podcast.
Yeah, that's basically your, gauntlets, or the look of your gauntlets, right?
Oh, they're not gauntlets, they're training weights.
Yeah.
They're the same thing, basically. Now, his are a lot heavier because it's supposed to be like way further down in training, and probably more than an actual human could bear at some certain points in time. But yeah.
Rebellion says, to be fair, I like pastry better than myself. Yeah, we tend to do stuff like that, create characters that we like a little better.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I have a lot of characters I like better than myself, but to be fair, the Metal's not my favorite character by a large margin. Not that I don't like myself. I'm just used to myself, so from my perspective, I'm pretty boring.
Yeah, same here. Although, most people probably do consider me boring too. Because I don't talk much, too much.
It's my life is not novel to myself. I don't think most people's lives are novel to themselves, though, unless they're like the type of person who's just perpetually confused in their own life and never understanding like what direction they're going.
Yeah. I still need to color the C on this. It's about the same color as the gold. I
think everybody needs direction of some sort.
Yeah.
Eric, what is that line at the very end of the hand on the pinky?
Oh, me thinking I needed another finger? Why
would you need another finger? You've already got 4 and a thumb.
Not counting properly? Oh, or maybe it's just this extra line. Who wants to watch a V-Day stream on Sunday?
I don't know what I'm doing that day yet.
Assaulting.
Other than, obviously, I'm going to be on the vomitorium because I'm on the vomitorium every Sunday.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing for my video that day.
Yeah. Though I may have to cancel depending on how things go. Probably won't have to, though.
Hey, Alexander.
I agree.
That Doomsday sucks.
Doomsday Clock sucks? Yeah.
I haven't read it, so I don't know. He says not to even read it. Fortunately or unfortunately, sometimes I'm one that likes to check stuff out for myself. Now, everybody has a right to their opinion on things, of course. Hey, Tank, how are you? Yeah, I saw that a couple days ago.
Oh, that sucks. She's too good for them anyway, though.
Actually, I think I saw that about a week ago.
Hanging out with your GF? I am currently not tied down to any individual. I can pursue people as I please.
Hey, Alec. Tank, you want a link? Or are you going to be playing?
So that just happened an hour ago? Yeah, I think it was recent. You might have just heard the rumors a couple days ago.
Yeah, or for the last week saying that she was going to be fired or whatever. Cancel culture, you gotta love it. Maybe the dancing one? Pastry? Well, I just heard the news Star Wars officially lost my interest.
I actually had a question for Elric. I completely forgot. But he wasn't here yesterday, so I couldn't ask.
No, we were talking about it this morning. The Coca-Cola.
Oh, you did ask him about the coffee thing and the energy drink for Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Oh, Rick, you didn't even wait for me to be around so I could hear the answer to the question I wanted to ask.
I'm too angry to go live, says Tank. The dancing video, that is freaking so off. Alex said him and energy drinks don't sit well together.
No, I just want to know what his opinion of specifically the Coca-Cola coffee is. Not even if he's ever going to try it, just what he thinks about it.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to buy it and take a sip to see what he thinks of the taste. But I don't think he's even going to do that.
Yeah, but he's got to have some type of opinion of it conceptually. Like, I have a lot of opinions about things conceptually. I'll tell people I don't have experience in this, so you can only take my word and, abstract, but I got an opinion.
Yeah. He thinks it's a fine, not normal combination. And he's saying, I might try it, but I don't know. That's why I say you buy one can of it for whatever the cheapest price is, you can get it. You don't down it, you just take a sip of it. Just so you get the taste. I mean, one of my favorite Coca-Cola flavors is lime cola. You can only get those from machines. Okay, so except for the
remember when they were doing the lime Coca-Cola commercials, and they did like a slight parody of the "Put the Lime in the Coconut" song?
I'm not sure. Not even sure whether they did that here.
Oh yeah, you may not have gotten the commercial. That could have been a state thing.
Yeah, and did we have lime Coca-Cola? I'm not sure whether we had that either.
Yeah, and of course they wouldn't run the commercial if you didn't have it in your country. That'd be stupid. It'd be a waste of ad space. You know, it's like the only time you ever see a Coke commercial, though, is if they have a new product. Because otherwise, Coca-Cola is such an established brand, they don't need to advertise, but they do need to make you aware of when there's something you don't know exists is there.
Howard says, Cross, why is the Canadian Shield wearing a chicken head? Because this isn't the Canadian Shield, this is Chick King. I started coloring it the other day. Well, I drew it up last week and started coloring it up the other day, Monday. Didn't finish. So now what the hell is with this chicken man? Rick, you finally lost it. This is not my character. Could you believe this is Rodimus Flash's character? And he said about drawing it, so I did. I might get to.
Yeah, you did promise to do this like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So does Chick King have a fast food restaurant? I don't know. He might be a parody of Red Rooster. I've heard that. So I don't know much about the character. We should try and get a Rodimus Flash on one day and get him to tell us about the character if you want. See whether he'll come on it, the show sometime at night.
I have a anthropomorphic rooster villain that shows up in one of my stories at some point, and he is like a parody of Elvis / a bank robber. So he'll comb his little frow at the top, and he'll say things like, "The rooster is in the hen house," and stuff like that, and just do all kinds of really corny things. Is a villain for the Jackrabbit.
Okay, Roberta says, can I please send you a link to my stream on Sunday? Yeah. I think, do you mean to come on or just to let me know what's happening? And Joe says, this character is wonderful. I wonder why Rick refuses to acknowledge Rebellious Pastry. You have a girlfriend, Rick? No? I wish.
I don't even think Rick knows what you're supposed to do to properly approach a woman to court her.
Yes and no. You go up to her, you ask her out.
You need to build up a little rapport first, Rick.
Well, yeah.
Gain some interest.
Yeah. Well, usually I do that. I rarely would cold ask a girl out. Usually I've known a girl that I like to ask out for some time beforehand. He drew my... I still don't see how that character looks drunk to me. I've seen drunk people.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Elric.
Yeah.
Rick, you couldn't approach a woman in today's world in Canada. You'd be thrown into a kangaroo court immediately.
Yeah. See, there's my other problem, too. Unfortunately, I'm not sure whether I got it from my mom or not, but a lot of my life, that's, I've been, not wanting to get, slapped across the face or whatever. I've been intimidated by girls that way of asking them out. Talk to them about whatever, I'm fine. But suddenly I want to ask them out, I'm jelly. At least, I can't get those words out of my mouth. Would you like to go on a date? And the few times I've asked them out, I've gotten the stupidest replies. Stuff that you can see a Mack truck through. All Rebellious Pastry wants is to do a little talk about his show. It's exciting to him, and Rick treats him like a red-headed step. I do not. And Rebellious says they, them. I'm not sure what you mean by they, them.
Correcting Dillard.
Well.
I like Dillard's approach. Like, now you walk up and say, you don't look like a loser like your friends. You should let me buy you dinner.
Cross, take a trip to Texas, find a lovely woman, marry her, then move back to Canada and have her run for office. Well, technically, I have been to Texas. A few years ago when I was going...
Elric, there's a big flaw in your plan. What kind of Texas woman would want to leave Texas, especially to go to Canada? If anything, she'd insist on Rick staying there.
Yeah. Rick, my guess to Rick's GF asking girls is, I'm asexual, sorry. Okay, I'm not getting what you mean.
No, that's a little too new in vernacular to be Rick's experience.
No, I like girls very much. It's just, they're not very much into me.
Yeah. So you're right, Cross, just stay in Texas, you'll be safer. Well, I mean, if you were close to my area, at least the weather wouldn't be too drastically different than what you're used to.
Hey, I could take warm weather all year round. I don't really like.
I'm just saying because I'm still in the plains, so
yeah.
Even the warmer weather, it's kind of the same. It's not like going down to like San Antonio or something like that.
Yeah, I do not like snow. I do not like the cold at all. But, you know, I have to put up with it. I'm in Canada, right?
Yeah. The planes are great. Other than dealing with tornadoes, like, the plains are a great place to live.
You're a freaking cartoonist. Girls don't like them for some reason. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I know lots of girls, you know, look at Dillard. He's got a wife and he's a cartoonist or whatever, comic book artist.
Well, Dillard is also a steaming ball of charisma.
Yeah.
With a fairly smooth voice.
You know,
and a good sense of humor.
Several
He's got a lot of things going on for him.
Several of the other big name artists that we know of that in a couple communities that we know of here on YouTube all have wives or girlfriends at least. So, you know, EVS, Mike.
And Dillard's also had several other occupations as well. It's very not an equivalent standard here. You just needed to meet a nice mission girl when you're out of country.
Yeah. I've met a couple of those too, you know. Trying to get them interested is hard. So Ginger kind of gets fired for nothing by Disney. I foresee Disney stocks taking a slight dive and Gina becoming a superstar for the fans even more than she already is. Yeah.
You might be, what's it, hyperbole? Hyperbolating? I don't know what the proper term is. Might be blown out of the water a little bit, but a milder version of that's probably true. That's the thing, like, these singular events usually don't make that big of a difference on their own. But it's like so many of these events have been happening that they all kind of like add up. You know, it's like death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah. Well, normies, as some people might call them, are slowly getting sick of cancel culture. Rick would not survive Texas, says Mallet. Why wouldn't I survive Texas? I always thought it was pronounced hyperbole.
Nope. It is hyperbole. I'm going to put the actual pronunciation guide for it in the chat. Though if you say hyperbole, I think everybody knows what you're saying, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, right, at the end of the day, diction is just communication if people get what you mean.
Yeah. I want Rick to see my stream thumbnail. The one for Sunday? Disney only thinks one mouse ahead. They thought about getting rid of her, who make people who never watched the show or paid for Disney Plus in the first place happy, but it bites in the end. Yep. Do you got it done already? Thanks, Rebellious, for stopping by. Like the first time I saw the Eptons.
Epitome.
Epitome. Spelled out. I fell over and thought that word was epitome.
Yeah, I thought it was pronounced epitome the first time I saw it too. I think it was in elementary school when I saw it. And I didn't know how to pronounce anything back then. All kinds of words I was saying wrong.
Cross. Are you
all kinds
tired?
of words I still say wrong.
Not really. Rick, why? You sound like it, huh?
When I first saw the word edifice, I thought it was pronounced Edifice. Just because up to that point I was taught like, oh, well, you know, if there's only one consonant in between a vowel, then the vowel says its name. And could you imagine saying Edifice every time you saw the word edifice?
Well, the thing is, I don't know what Chick King's eye color is. I'm gonna have to ask to run this flash. The English language is a mashup of craziness, says Ulrich. Please copy and paste my link in the search. Okay.
No, I really agree with Dillard on that.
I think she sent it to my email. No.
Like, you know, if the person's a perfect stranger, you have to build up rapport, but you have to do that with, like, literally anyone. After you're already acquainted, it is something you should get out of the way, like, as soon as possible. If you have intentions for somebody, you should make it clear. Especially when you're older, too, like... mating games are kind of a thing for the youngins.
Like, do you have upcoming? No, nothing upcoming.
Dillard can finally be at peace. Elric said hi to him.
Rebellious, do you mean the link to your channel? Uh, link to this stream to be. I went to your channel and I don't see the upcoming there.
Yeah, Mallet is a good point. Like, Elric, are you really concerned about the audio quality here? If I recall, Mallet's more concerned about things not improving here. He comes for a very specific quality of content.
Dylan says my wife has an idea for your Rick O'Shea box. Says Dylan.
Mal says, I mean, has Rick ever cared about what we want?
Yes, several times.
What soda am I drinking? I am drinking Mountain Dew Frostbite, which is some type of cool melon flavor, but it has a shark coming out of the ice, so I like to call it Mountain Dew.
Oh, nice. I've had frostbite. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you've had frostbite, Elric.
It's like one of two melon flavors. I had Major Melon as well. This one tastes less like a Dum Dum. The Major Melon one tastes exactly like a melon Dum Dum. And that's not a complaint towards it. It's just a statement of fact. Because I did enjoy it when I drank it.
Having frostbite must have hurt, Elric. Hope you didn't lose anything while having frostbite.
Can you post a link? Yeah. It probably won't let an individual post a link. But if you send it to like either one of us, I'm sure I could post it or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'll just moderate her for...
you can do that too. Whatever's quicker.
Yeah, I've already done moderated for a couple minutes.
I was just trying to think of a way to where you didn't have to leave working on what you were working on.
Killer. No, I didn't. Oh, Dillard timed me out. He's saying to do
yeah, that's a command or a request. I don't know. It could go either way. Being Mallet, I like to think it's a command. Like he's being assertive.
Valentine's isn't for everyone. Cool. Live in 3 days. I did it.
I think at some point in life you realize that nothing's for everyone. And it really can't be. I mean,
yeah.
You kind of have to know the target audience for something. Because if you're trying to cater to everyone, then you're really just catering to no one.
tend to agree with that. You have your target audience.
Canada? Cross, here's a good question for you. Does Canada have different flavors of Mountain Dew?
Yeah, we've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 flavors. We got regular, of course, and diet.
Is diet really a flavor?
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody can answer that one individually.
Yeah, I guess. I guess if you could taste the difference between the type of sugar, right?
But I'm not sure what we've had. Orange, Mountain Dew. We have what me and my mom call Blue Dew. Usually, you get it at the dollar
like Voltage.
store. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Voltage. Delrick says diet doesn't count. At Taco Bell, they've got one specially for Taco Bell.
Baja Blast. Yeah, they have that like everywhere.
Although I think that's coming into stores now.
Oh, nice. We've had it here before. Like during the summer, you could get it bottled in like corner stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in rare places, you might see a 12-pack of it. But it's mostly just a Taco Bell thing.
Yes, I agree, Rebellious. Diet soda or pop, whatever you want to call it, sucks.
Yeah, Livewire, Voltage. Do you have Code Red?
Yeah. I don't think we have the one that you guys were just talking about.
Oh, Frostbite? Yeah. Or Major Melon. We were talking about both of those.
Yeah, I don't think we have that one either. Not that I'd try the Major Melon, because is it like watermelon? I do not like watermelon.
It's like artificial flavor watermelon. Like if you've ever had a watermelon Dum Dum or Jolly Rancher Pop or something like that.
Oh, if it's watermelon flavor,
it doesn't taste like actual watermelon.
I won't even touch simulated stuff.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't like Frostbite either. It's not the same type of fake melon, but it is, I believe, cool melon when I looked up what the flavor is supposed to be. They have like 2 different melons going on at the same time.
But then again, if I drank it without knowing, I probably wouldn't mind it.
I think this one's supposed to be more like a honeydew or a cantaloupe.
Or it says Frostbite and Major Melon are both new. Major Melon. They sound like comic characters, Frostbite.
Well, he's got like on the picture, there's like a watermelon with like a with like one of those military shell helmets on.
Yeah. I have a bunch of Merry Mix Mountain Dew. And I'm not sure whether we've had other flavors. Like I said, I've had an orange one before.
Which is Livewire, which was originally marketed as Gamer Fuel, or whatever it was. It was the Halo Game Fuel thing when they did that event, and then they rebranded it as Livewire afterwards. Just like 2 of the other ones. No, sorry, Code Red was the Halo one. Livewire and Voltage were the 2 Warcraft ones when they brought the Game Fuel back.
Yeah.
And they were promotions, but then they were rebranded as permanent flavors.
Everybody says Mountain Dew. Now, I hear you guys got this in the States, but I'd love them to bring it back to Canada, and that is Crystal Pepsi.
Oh, well, we had it in the States. I checked. I did not see it come back again this last summer. It was a thing that, when they brought it back, it was kind of just a summer thing. And they bring it back several summers in a row, but I didn't see it last time.
Back in the 90s, I think was when it came out originally.
Yeah, it was 91 to 93.
Oh, I love Crystal Pepsi. It was like the amount. I was buying that over Coke.
It's kind of got like a slight ginger flavor to it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the flavor is, but I liked it. I was like, Coke should make something like this. Crystal Coke. Yeah. Although I say that doesn't sound very good either.
Yeah, you might want to watch what you're saying there.
Hey, Mrs. Dillard.
Maybe they'll call it Colombian Coke instead.
Eric says, I wish they brought back cinnamon Coke. So I'm just going to make these eyes white for now, because I don't know what color his eyes are.
And they only even brought Crystal Pepsi back because of this YouTuber, Skippy2Able, aka LA Beast. A channel I used to watch pretty regularly. He does like really dumb food challenge stuff. Crazy guy. Probably his most famous video is when he did a Ipecac car wash in his dad's car. His dad had like this really, really expensive, I think it was like a luxury Lincoln. Can't remember what model. And like, they had been butting heads for a while. So, right before he got thrown out, he decided to push the last straw and made a video where he chugged some Ipecac, right? And just spewed all over the inside of his dad's car. It had like those like vinyl leather seats too that are easy to ruin. I heard he had to reupholster the whole thing, and that's when he got thrown out of his dad's car. But the dude was also known for like a few years back, like the year before Crystal Pepsi came back, he had bought a like 6-pack of bottles of Crystal Pepsi off the internet, off like eBay, and it was from 1993 when they stopped making Crystal Pepsi.
Okay.
And he opened it up and he drank it, and at first, like the very first sip was unsettling because of how old it was. It was flat. The second sip, it actually had the flavor of the original Crystal Pepsi. After he got past the fact that it was flat, but it was so old it didn't sit right with him. So after he was done with the whole bottle, he spewed everywhere.
Rebellious Pastry says, how many pastry videos does it take before Rick is annoyed with me?
1, 2, 3. Yeah. But he basically became the face of the idea of Crystal Pepsi in the modern culture. People started sending him cases of it. All of them bad, but eventually he built up like a tolerance to these old, flat, stale sodas.
Yeah.
And he started a campaign. I signed it. A bunch of people, like, they built a petition for Pepsi to bring back Crystal Pepsi. He got some people with signs to go stand outside the Pepsi headquarters, and there was this whole like rally to bring back Crystal Pepsi, and eventually they did.
Cool.
And I'm glad I signed it too because I benefited from it. I think since it came back, I had to have drunk like upwards of 50 bottles of Crystal Pepsi over the course of several years, over a full summer, so that's spread out a bit. I didn't drink them all back to back, but upwards of 50 20-ounce bottles.
So here is the next page. Now color for the Canadian Shield. So next week, to give people a break from the other page, we will be working on this.
Oh, nice. A lot more smoke.
Yeah. And I'm taking that smoke there and smoke there. Now that looks interesting, Cross. Yeah. I didn't say anything. I don't think Canadian Shield needed his hands on his ears again with what's going on in the panel, but no. That's no way.
I guess you just assumed with the sirens still.
Yeah, well, the sirens would have been stopped. Usually when they get to wherever they are, they're stopped. But he's talking about, I heard that horrible noise, so maybe he's motioning for, most of my characters are male, so says Rebellious. I try and keep a close to equal balance, at least with my heroes and villains.
This is just a story about a male. The
Yeah.
other story being launched with it is about a female.
Yeah. And, there's going to be female supporting cast characters in this eventually. I'm just not sure one thing. When I look at the fourth panel here, I know he's leaning down a little bit. Canadian Shield being 8 foot tall. I don't know how tall this cop is going to be. I think he might be a little too tall. Does that look tall enough for, him? How tall would you think he was there? Over 6 foot?
I think.
Okay, later, Rebellious. Have a good night. Even in this bottom one, the fifth one, he looks a little too...
Well, I don't think the problem is the height of the officer, because that officer is scaled well to the firefighter. It's the other way around, right? And obviously, you would shrink down the officer in that singular panel because there's nowhere to scale the shield up. But it's the shield is too small. Is the problem?
Yeah. Hey Timothy, how are you? Timothy's in the chat. Yeah, the bottom one, it looks like he's a little too small. But again, there's nothing to compare the officer to. Yeah, in the first panel, it's all right. Maybe the second panel, I might just have to go in and shrink him down a little. Just to have that size.
Well, yeah, there's nowhere to drag the Canadian Shield to make him bigger, so the only option you have is to make the other guy smaller.
Yeah.
I would consult your artist first, though. I would not try to do something like that yourself.
Yeah, well...
Or at least ask him, it's like, hey, do you mind if I do this in post-production, or would you like to correct it yourself?
Yeah.
Most of the time, he'll probably opt into not doing additional work, but you should probably see if it's cool with him first.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I just noticing this now. I got him to send it to me for the finished work because he sent it to me, I don't know, about a week and a half ago. And I noticed, I forget what it was, 2 small things I said, I forget what they were. So I feel bad noticing it now and sending it back. What'd I say?
I'm just saying, it's always best to check with your artist.
Yeah, what did I say? 2 small things. In panel 1, the bottom of the shield, and we should be a little bit narrower from panel 2. Yeah, I told him about that. He didn't do anything with that. And
I mean, if it was me, I would say, no, go ahead and fix it yourself. I don't want to do any extra work on the page. But that's me. Yeah, I don't know how your artist would react.
Yeah. Well, he's doing it, like I've said too, fairly cheap too. So.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too much of a pain, you know.
Now, if the whole panel was wrong, like I need you to redraw the whole panel, that would be something different. I'd be like, okay, that's probably because I messed up and interpreted something wrong.
Yeah. Well, in panel 2, you can still make Canadian Shield bigger. You can take your choice there of what to do. Make the guy smaller, Canadian Shield bigger.
You can make him somewhat bigger. I don't know if you can make him big enough is the thing, right? Like, because you could definitely get the top of his head and part of his back going out of the panel more.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you can make him, like, proportionately 8 foot tall bigger.
Yeah. Panel 2, it's obvious the guy himself. You can't do too much with the shield there. Or I should say panel 4.
But also, panel 2 is not as big of a problem because there's some clear...
distance?
Yeah, what's it called? Depth.
Yeah.
Difference.
Yeah.
As long as you put the vantage point in a certain spot, like if you made the horizon in that picture closer to that person's shoulders, it would make him look way shorter than the shield.
Yeah, I'm with it right now. It looks, he's a bit far away from the shield, but he still looks very close to the shield's height. Because he's
all depends on the horizon.
Yeah.
Plus, right, if you did make the other guy smaller in 4, because they'd have another point of reference, people would assume that he's further back from the shield.
Yeah. And then,
so, like, what you do to one panel affects people's perception of the other panels.
And then, unfortunately, in the 5th panel, I think you'd have to make him smaller no matter what.
Probably.
Because you can tell he's...
Or you can make the shield take up more of the panel.
Yeah.
Pop around him and enlarge him. Erase anything that's behind.
Yeah.
Also, just depends how much wording is in that panel, because that'll depend on how much room he can take up.
I don't think there's a lot of wording in either of those panels. Let's see.
Because one of the other reasons, especially because of that last panel, why I would suggest more increasing the size of the shield than the other way around, is because that man, the police officer, is still kind of already in proportion to, say, like, that wall and window there.
Yeah.
While the shield is the thing that needs to get bigger in proportion to that picture.
Let's see, it's page 7, right?
Did anyone see the lawyer stating that he's not a cat?
No. Okay, let's see. Panel 1 there, we got fireman detective. We're almost done in there. You'll be able to go in soon, detective things. I just question some people out here till then. Although there's only one person. Detective, panel 2. Hey there, flag boy. What are you doing here? Snickering under his breath. Getting shield. The name is Manly Cougar, not flag boy. Panel 3, detective tapping his foot. And impatience. Detective, whatever. Again, what are you doing here? Canadian Shield. Sunfire. Distance, thought it could help. That was panel 4. Panel 5. Did you see anyone else here earlier? Community shield. Yes, I did. There was a man in the building up until I heard some weird, horrible sound that kept getting closer. This may, Timmy says, this may shock you, but I'm not a cat either.
No, I have not seen that video yet.
Yeah, but Alex says, yeah, you can try messing with their horizon line.
It makes me think of that time in Robot Chicken where Heathcliff was suing Garfield for likeness.
Or says, go to Doug Tadeple's channel, that's where he saw the video. Yeah, I just want to make sure I have this back, have this in color for next Tuesday.
Rick, I'm kind of upset with something.
What?
I ordered a new pair of Kung Fu shoes, right? And the old manufacturer that I used to get mine from closed. Or I'm not manufacturer, it's probably the same manufacturer, honestly. They look identical in make. But the old store that I used to get it from closed. You can't get it anymore.
Is that
and they had their sizes in like the metric European size, which is what I usually measure my foot in because that size is consistent. Unlike the American sizes for shoes, which sometimes an 11 to 12 can beat each other or in the opposite direction, and shoes are just all over the place willy-nilly. And I went to go find another one that looked like it was making the same make of cotton sole shoes. And it forced me to pick an American size. And I'm like, I don't know, it's going to be either 11 or 12 to get a 45. I don't know what direction it's going. And I went with 12, which is the size of my sneakers.
And they're,
which are 45. No, they're 46.
And you got them and they're way too big?
Yeah, they're a size too big. They're 46. I'm like, dang it, why can't you use like a metric size for this? It's so much easier for me.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
And if there's cotton, I could probably shrink it. I just have to be careful because they're machine washable, but a lot of times if you put them in the machine, all the fabric on the inside clumps to one side and it just doesn't feel right afterwards.
Because, yeah, even if this detective is like 6 foot, I think differentiating. I think there'd be a bit more of a differentiating.
Differential?
Yeah, there's a word.
Yeah, of course it would. I mean, have you ever seen like an NBA player standing next to a 6 foot guy? That's about the difference, and none of them go over 7 feet most of the time.
Yeah. Oh. The shield is bending over, so he's taller. He's definitely tall. Yeah. Well, the shield is 8 foot. Panel 4, he's bending a little, but not, I think, that much to make a significant amount of difference in his height. 2, maybe 3. 2, maybe 3.
The shield is basically the same build as the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Sometimes bigger, because sometimes the Hulk is only like 7 foot tall. It varies, but...
Yeah, maybe I will. I've done some minor changes before, like he's forgotten to put the belt loops in or whatever like that. I already. Well, I never noticed the shield in the background in panel 1. But he's far enough away, I think, for panel 1 that it shouldn't matter.
Oh, well, especially if there's a low horizon. Because when it comes to depth like that, it really all depends where the horizon line is. And with how tall he is, you don't even have to show the horizon line.
Yeah.
It would be where their arms are.
But panel 4 here.
Are we talking about the Hulk or the Ma-Hulk or Mam-Hulk?
The real Hulk.
The real Hulk, yeah.
Bruce Banner.
Oops.
But yeah, he, you know, even if he's not even really bending here, he's got his head tilted down. So that's only probably would make, or maybe a slight tilt on his body, but he's only got 2 or 3 inches. Probably only an inch or 2 would make a difference for. And he seems not to be making the shield emblem narrow, all that narrow.
No modern Marvel characters, the character that they're named after, or used to be. The legacies are dead. Get over it. I have. Celebrate the past. Yeah. The past was great. You can always go back and revisit it. Well, a lot of the past was great. There were a lot of bad comics throughout like the entire history of comics, but there's some great ones too.
I don't care what Marvel and DC. Let them die, says Timothy. Hey, if I can get some of the characters for, cheap, it'd be nice.
Rick, you're never going to get these characters for cheap.
Yeah, I know. Well, none of the big name ones, anyways.
You're probably never even going to get the small name ones for cheap.
Well, I guess it depends what you consider cheap.
Well, the problem is, right, as soon as any of them go up, if they don't hit public domain, which is a really good chance they would go for auction first, then you're going to have to go into auction. So they might start cheap. You also have to think how many other people are going to want their hands on these IPs. And again, they'll be the only ones that like people like Warner and Disney just don't care about. And they're going to care about a lot because it's something they can make money with.
Yeah, it's like, I wouldn't be expecting to get Superman, but, maybe I could get, I don't know.
I mean, you're going to have to pay a lot just for Detective Chimp.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you could get Detective Chimp for the cheap. But even though he's a little bit more popular, too. Maybe I'm thinking like a Z or Y list. A Y list or Z list?
You want the villain Dr. Demonicus.
Yeah. Just by the
characters they don't even know they have.
Like Superman. You probably would be able to even get Superman for $10 million. Superman probably would be like $100
The only way you could get Superman is if AT&T went bankrupt.
Yeah. And then...
Nothing less than that.
Howard the Duck.
Don't hold out hope for like 99% of these characters.
Howard the Duck, no, not even him. He's too popular. I'm trying to think of a character. You know, I like.
Just open up a DC or Marvel encyclopedia book that was printed a decade or two ago, flip to a random page, and be like, I have no idea who that is, and most people probably don't either. You still probably couldn't get a hold of that character.
Yeah. Oh, who was it? Bullet said about Tigress or something like that. I was drawing. Marvel of DC has a Tigress character or something like that. I drew her a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got to think about these corporations too. Why 99% of characters, even if the comic and original side of the company went into bankruptcy, would still never even make it to auction because these companies are so greedy that they would hold on to the trademarks and rights of these things just to make sure nobody else could use them, even if they don't plan on using them.
Well, Howard the Duck isn't so popular they use them all the time, but Howard the Duck does have a movie, so maybe a crappy movie, but it wasn't too bad actually. And they did put him in the end of Guardians of the Galaxy too, so recently, and I think he did. And when they amalgamated the two universes, they combined him with Lobo, so. Lobo the Duck. So, yeah, maybe he's not an A-lister, but he's...
Maybe you said you need a Z-lister. Nothing less than that. Or nothing more than that would fly.
Yeah. You know, Howard the Duck...
Even a Y-lister is asking too much.
Howard the Duck is like, I don't know, an F-lister? Maybe an E-lister?
I think he's probably bordering D. Like, not quite there, but he's, like, close. I could see a high E.
Yeah, it worked, Timothy, but you gotta admit, it was a mid-scene credit. Why do you put a obscure character in a mid-scene credit for Howard the Duck? They wrote that.
Nor should they.
I think they wrote that scene specifically for Howard the Duck.
Well, yeah, they did say Howard the Duck will return, like, immediately afterwards. They haven't done anything with him yet. But, like, you wouldn't put that unless you actually intended on him being somewhere.
Yeah.
Of course, that might, a lot of things fall through the pipes. It may still never happen. But at least they had the intent at the time.
Yeah. And has he had a comic recently or been in the comics? I'm not sure.
I don't remember. I don't really follow Howard. Never really a character I liked. I don't dislike him either. He's just not someone I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I like the dog, though. But yeah, Elric says that these companies are literally rich kids with all the toys and don't share.
Yeah.
And again, they don't have to share, nor do I think they should share.
Yeah, and
of course, I think they should do. What people should do is just make up their own stuff and outcompete them. I know it's hard to compete with a legacy and icons like that, but just like Timothy said, let them die. Make something better.
Hey, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to compete with them. I don't know whether I'll be able to, but that's what That's sort of my goal, so. Or it says, I mean, look at Godzilla franchise. They have dozens of monsters, and every now and then they bring them out and use them. Yeah, just to keep the copyrights on them.
I, on the other hand, have absolutely no problem sharing, which is why I have a Dojinshi program on my website.
Yeah.
If anybody thinks they can write a better story and draw it featuring X Dynamis Chaos themes, characters, or whatever, they are more than welcome to. And they can sell it too, as long as they sell it as an individual and not as a company.
Yeah. I haven't put that up on my website, but I like that idea. People make their sort of fan fiction. Obviously it's not.
Well, that's what Dojinshi means. It means fan work. That's the literal word in Japanese.
Yeah, obviously it's not canonical to what your universe. But. Timothy says, eventually those two companies will die, and what is below them will rise to the top. Or it says, and Clownfish just made a video about Gina Carano. Yeah. This is why manga is beating them, and Japan bends the knee. And if Japan bends the knee, they won't last for long, since they don't like losing money.
The thing is, this is not why Japan's beating them. It's pushed them even farther ahead. But Japan was already beating them. The manga market anyway. And part of it is because, 93% of manga are all black and white. They're cheap. And they produce things primarily in collective magazines. So even if you're not inherently interested in a story at first, you'll buy the whole magazine for just that week's edition of the one story you do like, and possibly skim the others afterwards. This is how they build audiences.
Yeah.
They have the marketing for their books down. The problem is, Marvel and DC and a lot of companies over here, they don't even really market their books. They kind of just expect people to buy them. Not that anybody would if they did market their books. But if you want to talk about who's out competing everyone, just go over to France and Italy. The European market's way bigger than it is in Asia, between Japan or Korea.
For comics or manga are comics, but for American style comics or Japanese style comics, or both.
What are they called? BDs, the European comics, which are mostly done the same way we do ours, because our languages flow in the same direction, and their color.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everything in Europe is genre work. They don't have a dominant genre in the market, and every story type, every genre is covered. Right? There are books that are just soap operas. Westerns are still popular there. Anything you could want, you can find. It's a very thriving comic market.
Yeah.
Normies buy comics in France.
Yeah, well, the thing is, for over here, we need to get normies again buying comics, but kid normies,
Yeah. Now, if you extend it past just comics, then Japan is killing everyone. Because once you get into, like, media franchises, between their animation and everything else, merchandise that goes into it, yeah, Japan kills everyone in that market. Everyone.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it's 12 o'clock. Anything you would like to promote, Metal?
Yeah, not at the moment, I guess. I don't know. Come and check out my streams. Probably not doing one tonight, but I'll definitely be doing one tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
You know where to find me. Probably my gaming channels like The Metal Got Game.
Timothy says, I will sell my comic to just about anyone. Yeah. Hey, if you got the money, I'll sell my comic to you. I don't care. Your money
Question about the Ricochet box.
Yeah, so everybody go over to Indiegogo.
Rick, this is an important question. About the Ricochet box.
Okay.
Would you be giving it away to a fan or auctioning it away? I assumed that this thing was going to be a prize.
Yeah, well, if I say auction, I mean or raffle. Raffle, you know. It's going to be given to whomever. That's what the whole thing, part of it is, you know. Or she might be talking about if I do a box directly myself and, you know, do the rounds, you know.
That seemed like an important question. I figured that'd be something to tap right before signing off.
Yeah. Never mind. I will need to return for my answer. I meant as being needy. So yeah, again, thanks again for Metal coming on. Thanks for everybody coming by. Go over to Indiegogo and make sure you get your coloring book if you have yet to. We have 26 days left. We're at 270. Where is thing so I can put the link in the chat. Yeah, hopefully, when's yours up, Timothy? I'm probably gonna just have to do it digitally. 19 days. I might be able to do it in the next couple days. Either that or I'm going to have to wait till like the 24th, 25th. Yeah, I should be able to do it by March 2nd, at least get the digital. Well, that's fine.
Man.
The digital is only $5 US, so. I was thinking it was more. Okay, so we will catch everybody later. Great having you all here. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful day. Catch me tomorrow. High noon. So, bye for now. God bless. Love you all.